and in their draft as well. We're gonna see how it works out in the land of Dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2. A possible clean sweep here for Todak. They may be able to pull an upset if the draft worked for them. How does it work?
Let's find out. Let's prod at it. Let's prod at it and hope for the best, because now we're seeing an early level 2 opener from Edward as well as UA working together on that top side of the map. While the mid lane has been early shoved just to secure this Litho Wanderer.
Yeah, right now looking at the situation at Blacklist. Actually, again, because Yumes, I'm thinking on the Fredrin as well, because Wise can cancel out his Way of the Dragon. So, I don't know. We really got to see Toda kind of like play out of their minds. They got to out-micro Blacklist, but that's going to be very difficult, man.
They certainly have to practice their minds off to get a slight edge in the early game. I believe it's still neutral objective-centric for the Akai.
Yeah, it really is going to be. Let's look at the in-game equipment, see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Nope, everything looks pretty standard here. Early like plates, a pair of pants for Rival early on. But at the end of the day, once those level 4s start coming on through, that's when the real action's going to begin.
Yeah, right now we can see Toda, they're more worried about the physical damage. Blacklist, they're more worried about the magical damage. Now Oh My Venus just gonna get chunked down just a little bit. Even Retribution is used. Wise is up, and he's level 4.
A lot of commitments. Praises Wrath as well. Rival forced to use the heavy spin just to disengage, but he gets chunked really low right there. Has to respect it, and the turtle should be spawning in just a bit, so it does give Blacklist International more room to play with to set up for it.
I think at this point, right, they have already got position. 5 more seconds until the turtle is going to spawn. You can already see that Edward, is pretty deep in there, making sure that he spots everybody. He sees Momo early. He's going to try and trade against them early.
All right, Momo jumping back and forth, trying to buy some time right now, trying to give some vision. That's going to be the ultimate coming down from Navaria. Rival's looking for Retribution right now. Is that the minute Fury to cancel it out? Edward slashes it away, and that's Rival taken out. First blood over. Yumes falls as well. Agent Zero with a double kill.
Beautiful timing from Oh My Venus, right? Just charging up that Minoan Fury to make sure that that last third hit is going to deter Rival, because if he tries to go into that fight or in towards that pit, he's going to get knocked up and won't be able to use his Retribution in time or compete against Wise.
This is a very bad start for Todak here. In fact, Blacklist International 1,000 goal lead at the first 3 minutes of the game. Wise taking advantage of it, actually taking some jungle away. Now you guys, as well as Yumes against Owl, kind of feel like it is going to be a difficult lane for you to get a kill.
It is. This matchup is not really that good for the Claude, technically. Well, for the Claude, it's just all about clearing waves and getting that average stack, right? For Owl, he can actually just go and force all-ins from time to time here. The only thing that really makes it hard for Owl usually is Todak's going to be all across the place looking to go and gank him. The fact that the Todak are always playing for the neutral objective because of the Akai pick gives Wanwan so much free presence, and that's why he's been able to commit so many times onto an all-in trade.
Well, let's look at the supports here, because right now Oh My Venus just making sure that Yumes is kept into check, right? Man-to-man defense, as Leo likes to call it, and I think that's the perfect way to describe it, because they're making sure that no one really disrupts this bottom side.
Uh-oh, Moon has used the actual recall. He's going to be caught. Flicker. That's the response, and now Min and Fury to the Flicker out as well. 2 Flickers burnt out. 3 minutes in, top side, Edward almost getting a solo kill up against Momo. Vengeance and Flicker also down here. Rival might be forced to use the heavy spin defensively, but will be able to escape from the Appraiser's Wrath with just a dash.
Look at how Wise is moving, but now look at Chiku guys as well as Owl.
Okay, good Purify from Chiku guys. Takes the stacks away, takes the weakness points away, and it does give him a little bit more time. And I think they wanted to commit to a dive, but they hesitated.
But again, look at how Wise was moving. This is the kind of Fredrin I'm talking about. Whenever he sees someone, he doesn't hesitate. If I'm going to retreat, I'm just going to retreat. I don't care about the neutral objectives. I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to get some kind of positive here. Speaking of Turtle, looks like Wise going to take it for free.
Not even a retreat there. He actually wanted to save it to go for a possible invade on the purple buff, but Rival just used his own retreat, knowing that, you know, it's a bit too risky to go for that. Meanwhile, Chiku, it does seem like, thought that was going to hit Owl. Looking for the, he can actually go for the all-in right now, but he has to be very, very careful with a few members already rotating down below. Astral Recall, it's a Sphere here, but again, this is why the 1-1's super good against the Novaria. You can dash out. Mobility is so good for Blacklist.
Yeah, it's a hard target to hit, and as we mentioned before, like Todak's lineup, it's going to require a high level of precision, a high level of execution, in a matter of fact. Somehow they're going to need, despite these odds and disadvantages, they just need to hit these shots.
They're just playing for Chiku right now. Just trying to get him ahead, but Owl's going to be able to do so much damage right now. With a few hits, Heavy Spin already committed onto Venus, going to be brought back to the team. Minion Fury was actually cancelled out, but she is still going to be able to dish out some CC. Momo in the back, zoning this backline away, but Yums is just going to be teared down, melted from two of the frontliners from the side of Blacklist International. That's how far ahead they are. They don't even need their backline. Yue stopping the recalls right now. Rival is caught. Wise picks up a double kill. The utility jungler dealing this much damage as Momo finally will be able to do something about it as Chiku gets the kill, but look at Wise again and again stopping the recalls. The most annoying Fredrin, the Psycho Fredrin! But once you're distracted, Edward comes through with the final slash. That's the Appraiser's Wrath to clear out the wave as well. A prolonged team fight, but certainly it's good for Blacklist. Oh, Retri! Wise!
Psycho Fredrin, man.
Psycho Fredrin.
Woo! You're right about the Psycho Fredrin. Initially, I was thinking that maybe Edward was getting a little upset. Hey, you're not paying attention to me. Look at me when I am talking to you, as he final slashes them out and initiates the dive for the rest of the team. Blacklist are playing a fine game right now, giving no room for any kind of comeback for Todak as of yet.
Right now, 3,000 goal lead for Blacklist International. And here's the thing, man. You got to find a way to make sure that Oh My Venus uses the Minion Fury early, because a lot can be canceled here, especially Chiku, guys, on his Blazing Duet. And now Blacklist International, they're starting the turtle, and Owl is pushing everyone away. He's the one zoning them out.
Without Inspire, he does that much damage already, zoning Rival away. And Rival, I think he made a good move not to use the heavy spin there again. He just called that he doesn't want to go for the neutral objective of Chiku now. Yep, that's the flicker. Chiku is dead.
They've got to play for another out at this point. It's clear that Blacklist are making sure that Chiku isn't able to feel comfortable outside of lane or even underneath his turret. They need to somehow punish Edward, which I don't think is even possible at this point, because these early trades have put him significantly ahead of the curve than he should be.
Right now, Momo as well is trying his best just to make sure that he can get something here. He's 1v1ing Edward. And so far, he is kind of winning the trade, but Edward is staring him down.
Uh-oh, that's a solo kill, if I've ever seen one. Agent Zero playing it perfectly. Yum's now going to fall to the crossbow of Tang. As that's Oh My Venus tanking up a few turret shots. Wise, Psycho Fredrin with a taunt as well. The Purifier's not ready. He jumps back to the battle mirror image, but it's only onto Blacklist side. That's Yue with a flicker. Another BMI. Chiku, how long are you going to be able to run? How long can you prolong this? Getting the stacks. Yue, he's not even going to wait. He's not even going to greet it out. Instant real-world manipulation. The respect given over.
And even in the mid lane, we see Rival. He's going to get run down by Owl at this point of time. Good stun coming in from Edward as well. What can you really do realistically? Rival, he's going to get back out of here.
Honestly, at this point, what I can see what Todak is trying to do is they're trying to minimize the amount of damage that they're receiving, clearing out the minions as fast as they can, making sure that Blacklist can't fully push it out right now. Looking at the gold difference here for the gold laners, 6,300, 400 for the 1-1 on Owl, 5,300 on Chiku, guys, with this Claude, roughly about 11,000 difference.
11,000 difference?
1,100, sorry.
1,100. That makes a lot more sense here. I mean, the gold deficit already is 6.4K, and the majority of it, and you know, considering everything that has happened, 3 turtles falling into the hands of Blacklist International, but more importantly, only 1 structure has fallen 9 minutes into the game. I guess this is going to be a lot longer than game number 1 at the very least.
I mean, like I said, they want to split, man, because look at the way that Todak is playing. They're just playing the map. It's like, you know what, I am not interested in fighting you guys right now. I'm just solely looking at the turrets.
They simply just can't go for any team fights right now, being 6,000 gold behind. Moon can go for a cheeky little steal, but with the body block for Wise and even Owl, I think with damage as well. But Chiku jumps back to the battle mirror image right now. Purify, perfect Purify, but the damage is not enough. Yue sustains with the RWM, and Edward just stays in the back. That was good mechanics, but when you're too far behind, you don't deal damage. They're going for more, actually. Owl still has the Inspire, still has the Purify as well. Crossbow attack not ready just yet. Momo finds the kill back. That's a knockup from V, though, and Momo should fall to Wise. Rival with the heavy spin, only locking Wise, but there's no follow-up. He's going to be forced to disengage. And it's still Blacklist who are dictating the game.
Yep, they continue to dictate in game. They lead by tempo, and they also lead by example. Now they're going to be crashing down this mid-tier 1, and more importantly, they got the sideways working for them at the same time. With a lead like this, it's hard to imagine that Blacklist is going to make that blunder. They are known to be methodical. They are known to play by the book. But if they want to increase the tempo like they did in game number 1, I think this is the trigger point.
This is going to be very difficult for Todak because, again, we see what they're going for, but it's one of those things that is going to look cool if you make it happen, but you're putting yourself at so much of a risk here because, again, you are losing the game for now. And look at that. Wise doesn't care. He's marching in.
He just walks up menacingly. Momo and Rival able to deal out with the First Lord because Blacklist International did not have their marksman. Owl was actually taken down earlier. They can't push even more into the base, but hey, 2 tier 2s is completely fine.
I am getting some Dio vibes from Wise. He's just walking up. It's like, who's ready to face me? 2v1, let's go!
Right now, level 14 for Wise, level 11 for Rival. As a jungler, that does not feel good.
That hurts.
That hurts a lot.
It hurts the soul to junglers all across the world here, as now the final outer turret will fall. And as I mentioned before, the trigger point, right? If Blacklist want to increase the tempo of the game, this is how they're going to do it. And we passed the 11-minute mark, and we're guaranteed to make it into the 12th before Blacklist will secure the next upcoming Lord. And I think that's when Todak are really going to have to put everything at the wall, but with such a lead that we see from Blacklist International from an 8.3, which is going to develop into a 10K lead when the next wave of neutral creeps starts spawning, especially the jungle creeps as well. Blacklist should have this no problem.
8,000 gold lead. Looking at this situation, I'm even wondering if Todak forces a fight, say Blacklist forces a fight, and Todak finds a good situation for them to fight back. I'm not entirely sure if they have enough damage to actually win that one, because right now, Blacklist, they're very tanky. Having the Fredrin, having the Minotaur, having the Arlet, a lot of CCs, healing, very tanky. It's very difficult to drop this kind of lineup down, man.
I mean, the only play that I could see that's viable right now is if Todak can somehow isolate Owl. We did see them try to do something on the bottom side with both Owl and as well as Yue paired up together. That could have been a point that Todak could have tried to send members down there to fight it out. But then there's always that realistic approach of maybe that crossbow attack could outplay the entire team and cost them the entire game.
I think the problem right now is the fact that, you know, Todak have good CC lock. They have good single target damage as well, but they can't lock anybody down. Nobody in particular that you need to go for, right? Yue and Owl, those are the two main targets. Thing is, Owl has a built-in Purify, Yue is anti-CC with real-world manipulation. So this CC from Yue, oh my god, what a move by Blacklist. Instantly for the top, they move down below. Yums is completely isolated. He buys the immortality here. He's trying to buy some time. Claude is all the way in the bottom lane. He can actually go for the push here. Be careful in the bottom lane right now. Owl's going to be able to find the crossbow attack, but in the bottom lane is going to be the push once. Yum's going to be able to find the way the dragon, but the crossbow attack is still ready. Owl going to be zoned away right now. Look at the base. The base is wide open. Base turret going to be taken down. Does he have enough minions?
No.
2 cannon minions. 2 cannon minions right now. They might be able to do it. Chiku, guys!
It's
against
over.
all odds!
It's over.
You have to wait for it right now. Owl's
It's
marching,
over.
but it's all over!
It's over.